Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. This is a ukulele tutorial and play along for the 1949 Hawaiian Christmas song Mele Kalikimaka, as covered by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters and many, many others. If you're looking for a beginner's lesson for this song, this is probably not it, as due to a key change 2/3 of the way through the song, we end up with around 16 chords. And because the key change or modulation is a semitone shift from the original key, we're always going to end up with some more awkward chord shapes in one of the keys. I guess if you wanted to keep things simple, you could keep the song in one key, which would reduce the chords to around 8. In the case of this arrangement, we'll firstly be looking at the song in the key of D and then modulating to E flat. Before we get into breaking the song down, if you find this video tutorial helpful, please subscribe to my channel, as it really helps me out with making more of these video tutorials moving forward. If you'd like a PDF for the song sheet with the lyrics and the chord shapes, either buy me a coffee, see how to do so in the link in the description below the video, and I'll email one over to you. Alternatively, you could join me over at Patreon, where all my tutorials and accompanying PDFs can be found in one place. The link for this can also be found in the description below. The strum pattern I'm going to be using is just a down, 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 down pattern with more emphasis on beats 2 and 4. I probably also add the odd up strums on occasion to imply the swing feel. So over a D major chord, that would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess if you wanted a busier pattern, down, down, up, down, up, down, up would work equally well. So again, over a D chord, that would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the form of the song, I think of it as an ABC form with 3 different sections, and this whole ABC form gets played 3 times around in this arrangement, with the last one in the new key of E flat. I generally play the C section, or the final section of the song, instrumentally for the intro of the song, and this is 8 bars long and comprises of 2 bars of D, 2 bars of B7, which I prefer to use this shape, as we can use the same shape for 2 other chords that appear later in the arrangement after the key change. You could equally use this shape for B7 if you prefer. Then we have 1 bar of E minor, 1 bar of A7, 1 bar of D, and finally 1 bar of A7 that resets us to start the song. So the intro would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The A section is 16 bars long and can be very easy to get lost in if you're not following the vocal, as we sit on certain chords for a lot of bars. So we start off with 5 bars of D major. Then in bar 6 we have 1 bar of D diminished 7 that destabilizes the D major chord in order to move to 2 bars of A7 in bars 7 and 8. Then we stay on the A7 for another 6 bars, that's bars 9 through to 14, and then in bars 15 and 16 we return to 2 bars of D major to finish the A section. So with the lyrics, that would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. The B section or bridge is 8 bars long and starts off with 2 bars of D7 that then move to 2 bars of G. We then move to 2 bars of B7, and then we have 1 bar of E7 and finally a bar of A7 that this time resets us for the C section of the song. So with the lyrics, the B section would sound like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. So finally we have the C section of the song, which is the same chord sequence that we looked at for the intro. So as a quick reminder, we have 2 bars of D, 2 bars of B7, 1 bar of E minor, 1 bar of A7, 1 bar of D, and finally 1 bar of A7 to reset the whole sequence again. So if I demonstrate this with the lyrics, we would have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Mele Kalikimaka is a wise way to say a Merry Christmas to you. As discussed at the beginning of this tutorial, for this arrangement and what I'll be using for the play along, we would then repeat the full ABC section in the key of D major again. When we get to the end of the whole ABC form for the second time, the final chord of the C section would become a B flat 7 chord instead of the A7 we used at the end for the first time round. Notice that this is the same chord shape that I suggested earlier for the B7, only a fret lower. This B flat 7 chord is effectively setting us up for the modulation or the key change to the key of E flat major, so 1 semitone higher than the previous key of D major. So the C section the second time around with the B7 as the final chord would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mele Kalikimaka is a wise way to say a Merry Christmas to you. So now all we need to do is play another full sequence of the whole form, but this time in the key of E flat. So for the A section in the new key, we would have 5 bars of E flat. Then in bar 6 we have 1 bar of E flat diminished 7 to destabilize that chord. Then we have 2 bars of B flat 7 in bars 7 and 8. In bars 9 through to 14 we have 6 more bars of B flat 7. And then in bars 15 and 16 we return to E flat again. So the A section in E flat would be a 1, 2, 3, 4. Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. For the B section in the key of E flat, we would have 2 bars of E flat 7 with this barred form at the 3rd fret, which then goes to 2 bars of A flat, also barred at the 3rd fret. From here we go to C7 for 2 bars, and if we use this shape for C7, we don't have to move the bar from the 3rd fret again, and we get to utilize the same chord shape that we've already used for B7 and B flat 7. In bar 7 we finally move away from the 3rd fret to play an F7 chord for 1 bar. And finally we have 1 bar of B flat 7 to set us up for the C section. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. And then finally we get to the C section in E flat, where we get 2 bars of E flat, 2 bars of C7 where I might choose to play the standard open C7 shape here. Then we have 1 bar of F minor, 1 bar of B flat 7, and at this point we're about to end the song, so again we repeat the last 2 bars again twice. So 1 bar of F minor, 1 bar of B flat 7, and again F minor, B flat 7, to resolve to 1 bar of E flat, our home chord, before playing the classic finish of E flat, B flat 7, E flat, and then strumming 1 final E flat chord. So the final C section with the finish in E flat major would be A 1, 2, 3, 4. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say a Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, a very, very Merry, Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully that all makes sense, but don't hesitate to go back over any parts of the video again. There are timestamps in the video description below for all the sections of the tutorial. So that about wraps it up for this arrangement of Mele Kalikimaka in the keys of D and E flat major. In a moment I'll play through the whole arrangement with a backing track so that you have something to practice with. But before I do, if you found this video tutorial helpful or have any questions, please leave a comment, give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, as I regularly post video tutorials for ukulele at all different levels. If you'd like a PDF of the song sheet with the lyrics and the chord shapes, buy me a coffee, see how to do so in the link below, and I'll email one over to you. Alternatively, join me at my Patreon page, where all my tutorials and accompanying PDFs can be found in one place. The link for this can also be found in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. The island greeting that we'll send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to